family, your friends, everyone you care about. I don't have to say the virus that's going on. I know my family's fully prepared and yours should be too. Back to our regular scheduled programming, I want to say thank you to some of our viewers that have donated recently. We've got a couple in the email. Kush Dish said, I challenge anyone who watches this to donate even $1. They did. It would fund Right Side for several rallies. I love Donald Trump and Right Side Broadcasting. How do I apply for a job? Thank you for your donation and great question. You can send your resume and please do a cover letter. If you're ever applying for a job, you guys do cover letters, please. I can't tell you how many resumes we just get. It's like, make yourself stand out. Do a cover letter. And send that to jobs@rsbn.tv. Again, resume and cover letter, and highlight reel if you have it, depending on what you're applying for, to jobs@rsbn.tv. We have Stu, who donated and said, thank you for bringing the Trump rallies to America. Keep up the fantastic streaming. MAGA, where we go one, we go all. Mary Jo McVie donated and said, so glad I #walked away after 47 years of voting Democrat. Will never go back. Took my husband and 3 daughters with their husbands with me. That's insane. 47 years. Welcome to the right side. Lightman X said, love all that you do, RSBN. Loved all my patriots across the world. Where we go one, we go all. Thank you, Lightman X. I recognize your name from the chat room, actually. You became a new member today, so great day having you with us. We are also pretty excited. We did a line video earlier, and President Donald Trump actually retweeted that. So if you go to @RealDonaldTrump on Twitter, you'll see that his one of his most recent retweets is actually our video. So we love to see it. We love when President Trump recognizes us, and we're here for it. I'm going to hop into the YouTube Super Chat and see what I've missed. Looks like we're up to 6.7 thousand. Viewers, that's great. Let's get to 10 before President Trump takes the stage. Make sure that you're sharing this feed with your friends and family. Again, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram @RSB Network. You can also follow me, please, on Instagram @Liz Willis and on Twitter @LizWillis_. So I'll be taking any of your questions as well as reading the YouTube Super Chat donations that come in. So let's get those donations back up. Let's pave our way to get to Charlotte, North Carolina next week. I am going to be one of the reporters next week, and I'm excited to do 2 rallies back to back. The weather is turning very beautiful. Thank you for your comments, John Thomas. You guys, I really do read every single thing y'all type, good and bad. I'm reading it. We have a new member, XLXLFFDD. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Merlin Chris. Rebel X. Yes, I'm from Georgia. Bong KLA donated. Bong 199 said, thank you for all you do, Trump 2020. Thank you, Frank Roth. Said, I'm a consummate professional. It's an honor to be here. Thank you, Candy Smith. Lightman X, of course. Thank you for your donations. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Jordan Parker for a little bit.
Thank you so much, Liz. I'm sure they love you way more than they love me. Well, you don't have to say that. Want to provide you all some more updates on the president's comments for the Marine One departure out there on the South Lawn just about an hour ago. The president said on the coronavirus, continuing, he said, we're ordering a lot of supplies, we're working on cures, and getting some very good results. As you know, they're working as rapidly as they can on a vaccine for the future. When asked why people are nervous about the coronavirus, he said, it's unknown. You know, they look at it, they say, how long will this last? They think they're not very happy with the Democrat candidates when they see them, and I think that has an impact, end quote. The president went on to say, but I think it's basically the unknown a little bit, but I feel very confident, and our people are doing a fantastic job. And again, we haven't seen an increase, and people are getting better. Almost everybody that we see is getting better, end quote. Lastly, the president said, I'm spending a lot of time on it, just in coordination. Mike Pence, the vice president, is doing a great job. Dr. Fauci is great. Alex Azar is right on top of it. We're all watching it very closely. We don't want any bad surprises. Another quote from the president, very long-winded response on the coronavirus from the president. He said, when he was asked if he thinks the coronavirus situation is a hoax, the president said, I think that media is, yes. I think that CNN is a very disreputable network. I think they're doing everything they can to instill fear in people, and I think it's ridiculous, and I think they're very disreputable. And some of the Democrats are doing it the way it should be, but some of them are trying to gain political favor by saying a lot about this. The fact is, I made one decision that was a very important decision, that was to close our country to a certain area of the world that was relatively heavily infected. And because of that, we're talking about 15 who seem to all be getting better. One is questionable. He had that decision not to be made. Had that decision not been made, it could have been a much different story. Some people are giving us credit for that, and some people aren't. But that only comes. But the only ones that aren't, they don't mean it. It's political. It's politics. The president then walked toward Marine One and answered another question about the Federal Reserve, but they were not able, they were too far away to hear that. Again, the president was wheels up from Joint Base Andrews about 45 minutes or so ago. Short flight down here to Charleston, South Carolina, where he's going to take the stage, scheduled to take the stage in about an hour and 15 minutes. This venue is pretty much full with over an hour to go. Almost every seat, if not every seat, in this venue is filled. We are seeing that there are still thousands of people outside waiting to get in. Micah Messer is outside doing some technical things to ensure the stream continues to go off without a hitch. We're trying to avoid the issues we had last week in Colorado and Arizona, and we figured it out. We fixed it. We put our manpower, our brain power together, come up with technical solutions to ensure you can all still see the president, which of course is the main event. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for tuning in and continuing to support Right Side Broadcasting Network. If you don't already, make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RSB Network. Again, that's at RSB Network on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Right Side Broadcasting Network. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube that you are subscribed and hit the thumbs up button to let YouTube know you love our content. We're going to be back in just a little bit, but for now, we're going to have our cameraman do a massive pan of the North Charleston Coliseum here in South Carolina. Thanks so much for joining us.
And now the trains are rolling, all of that stuff goes, it's gonna Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kayleigh McEnany, National Press Secretary, Trump 2020, and Katrina Pearson, Team Trump Senior Advisor.
Love you! South Carolina! Feels good to be back in the South. Feels like I'm at home. Did y'all see that last Democrat debate? Or that mess that was supposed to be a debate? The Democrats have literally nothing to offer America. You know, it used to be both parties had similar goals, similar values, just different ways of achieving them. But today we have our party, the party of God, country, and prosperity, putting America and Americans first. And now we have the other party. The party of hate for our shared values. The party of theft of our prosperity by the redistribution of our success. Open borders. And the annihilation of the American dream because they put America and Americans last. The 2020 Democrat platform is kind of simple. Hate Trump, destroy Trump, everything that he loves and cares for, including his supporters, and our nation. But if there is anything that Donald J. Trump has taught the Republican Party, it is how to fight. And it should be quite obvious by now that if you fight, you'd better fight to win. So if the Democrats want to fight, I say, let's give them one. President Trump is winning internationally, eliminating the ISIS caliphate, taking out terrorists, moving the United States Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem, winning on jobs and economy, winning on energy independence, winning on trade. Hey, remember, wasn't it President Barack Obama who said that we would never bring back manufacturing jobs? Do you remember he said, you would need a magic wand to bring back manufacturing to our country? Well, abracadabra, baby. President Trump is winning on the appointments of nearly 200 constitutional conservatives to the courts. And 2 Supreme Court justices and counting. And now that Bernie Sanders has received his excellent treatment at his private health care facility, I wonder if any of those guys back there in the press is going to ask Bernie Sanders if he's going to give up that Cadillac lifetime insurance plan that Congress for themselves and go into the plan, this Medicare for All plan that he's given for the rest of us. But I don't think the media is going to ask him that question, will they? So this communist sympathizing, self-ascribed democratic socialist wants a complete government takeover of all of our lives, and they want to tax us out of oblivion. And you know, I'm beginning to think that these millennials on the left think socialism is just about being social. What could be so bad in the social age, right? But Bernie Sanders is a hypocrite, just like the rest of them. So no thanks, Bernie. Why don't you go home to one of your 3 houses given to you by capitalism and stop trying to tell the rest of us how to live our lives. And then there's Sleepy Joe Biden. Bless his heart. Half the time he doesn't know what state he's in. The other half, he doesn't even know which office he's running for. How can we expect him to lead the greatest nation on earth if he can't remember where he is or what he's even doing? He's been wrong on everything, from trade to foreign policy, national security. Oh, but wait, he has been good for one person, his son, Hunter Biden, who seemed to make out like a bandit. And let me just say, we're in South Carolina, okay? So if I'm advising Sleepy Joe, I wouldn't be bragging on his endorsement by Representative Jim Clyburn. As recently as 2016, Congressman Clyburn defended Hillary Clinton's super predator comments in describing young black Americans. But here's what I know. Black voters know that the establishment black Democrats are the exact same shady, manipulative Democrats as the white establishment Democrats. They make the same promises every election year for decades and deliver nothing. Today, black voters are no longer naive. Do you know why? Because President Donald J. Trump has kept promises that he didn't even make. The Trump campaign has launched the Black Voices for Trump Coalition this fall. And for the first time in modern history, the Republican Party, under the leadership of President Donald Trump, will be opening field offices in black communities. Because you will not get a vote that you don't ask for. And we know that black America is being made great again, and we're going to get that vote. Record low unemployment, historic support and the restoration of funding for historical black colleges and universities, generational impact on families with landmark criminal justice reform legislation, thousands of opportunity zones that will spur billions of dollars in forgotten communities, school choice. Under the leadership of President Trump, his policies will deliver a generation of Americans out of poverty. Democrats know they can't win. They can't compete with that record. So they orchestrate hoax after hoax. The Russia collusion hoax that triggered the Mueller investigation in search of a crime. The impeachment hoax that triggered a trial in search of a cause. I think the Democrats are just triggered. And they did all of this chaos because of you. All to settle a political vendetta against the American people for electing Donald Trump as President of the United States. President Trump fights back, and we will fight with him and for him. I don't care if it's in this state, another state, or the deep state. We will not lose these wins that President Trump has made. So they better buckle up. Because come November, Donald J. Trump will be the President of the United States. All of America. 4 more years. All Americans know that President Trump has made America great again, so you will see liberals crying again. South Carolina is booming. Our families are stronger, and our nation is thriving. Pray for President Trump. Pray for his family, and pray for our nation. Get out there and deliver South Carolina to Donald J. Trump this November.
Is South Carolina Trump country, or is it Trump country? You know, my friend Katrina was talking about watching liberals cry. I got to do it firsthand on the set of Fake News CNN. It is a day I will never forget. November 8th, 2016, watching Wolf Blitzer have to report Pennsylvania goes for Donald Trump. Michigan goes for Donald Trump. Florida goes for Donald Trump. Ohio goes for Donald Trump. North Carolina goes for Donald Trump. And yes, the great state of South Carolina. And you all didn't just vote for Donald Trump. You voted for Donald Trump and gave him a 15-point margin of victory. It is something I will never forget. We love you, South Carolina. But look, I gotta tell you, we have the fight of our lives ahead. We are fighting the radical Democrat socialist. And make no mistake, from Bernie to Biden to Boot Edge, they all support socialism. There's no difference. Joe Biden wants a public option. That would eliminate 2.5 million South Carolinians' private insurance. It's the same as Bernie Sanders. He's just less honest about it. Make no mistake, your private health insurance is gone should the socialists prevail. We cannot let it happen. And let's talk about the standard bearer of the Democrat Party right now, someone who goes by the name of AOC. This woman is nuts. She truly. She can't name the 3 branches of government, and she's a sitting congresswoman. She thinks the unemployment rate is so low because Americans are working 2 jobs, and she's an economics major, and she thinks the world is going to end in 10 years. Guess what, guys? I'll still be here in 10 years, God willing, and if I'm not, it certainly won't be because of climate change. But this is what the Democrats stand for: lawlessness, open borders, a $93 trillion Green New Deal, the elimination of private health insurance. And if you go to Bernie Sanders' website, in the must-read section of his website, there literally was an op-ed that said, the American dream is more apt to be realized in Venezuela. It is truly amazing. We're no longer dealing with the party of JFK. But here's the good news. We're dealing with a country that loves President Trump. $7 million new jobs. Paychecks going up at the fastest rate in a decade and 2 times as fast for low and middle income Americans. Median household income at a record high. Healthcare costs coming down. Black unemployment, Hispanic unemployment, veteran unemployment at record lows. President Donald J. Trump is winning. And make no mistake, my friends, the party of Lincoln will always defeat the party of Lenin. And I want to take a moment to thank all of you. We don't win this election without you. You are our voters, you are our organizers, you knock on doors, you call phone lines, and your stories make real the presidency of Donald Trump. I had the honor of meeting a veteran over here named Sam. Sam shared with me, Sam, we love you. We know who you are. Sam waited for years to get health care at the VA. He couldn't get it. Years. President Donald Trump signed the VA Choice Act. Guess how long it took him to get care? 2 days. That is the presidency of Donald J. Trump, changing lives, making us better. And make no mistake, folks, I'm going to quote the president here. America will never be a socialist country. Thank you. We love you, and as Katrina and I exit the stage, let's trigger the fake news, and instead of 4 more years, let's chant 10 more years. 10 more years! 10 more years! 10 more years! 10 more years! 10 more years!
We're gonna fill this country with work again. We're gonna bring those jobs back for good again. We gotta make those deals in a better way and keep prosperity here to stay. And now that trains are rolling, all of that stuff knows it's gonna fail. So you better climb aboard, 'cause that engine's gonna roar on down the rail.
Senior advisor for the Trump 2020 campaign, and Kayleigh McEnany, the National Press Secretary for the Trump 2020 campaign as well. The president is on his way. We have not heard if he has landed yet here in Charleston, but as soon as we hear, we will be sure to let you know. In the meantime, I want to take a moment to thank our partners over at My Patriot Supply. If you're wondering, one of the best ways to support us here at Right Side Broadcasting Network is to support our partner today. My Patriot Supply has a very special offer for you today only. You can get 50% off their most popular 1-week food kit. It comes with a super cool ammo can that is water resistant. It has breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years, but you can only get it at this special site, prepare2020.com. Think about it. When an emergency strikes, your first impulse is likely to run to the grocery store, where you'll be met with chaos and likely empty shelves. Don't get caught unprepared. Use today to make a plan. Storing food in your home is a great way to protect you and your family from terrorism, a natural disaster, or if there is a massive outbreak of disease like we're seeing right now with this coronavirus epidemic. And My Preet Supply is the company that we want you to support. Go to prepare2020.com and support this great partner and today's broadcast. Again, that's prepare2020.com, prepare2020.com. Thank you to our partners over at My Patriot Supply. It's now 6:11, 50 minutes before the president's scheduled remarks here in South Carolina. I have not had any updates on if the president has landed. He should be touching down any moment now. It's a quick flight, probably just over an hour from Washington, D.C. down here to Charleston, South Carolina, and we're just about at the hour mark from when the president was wheels up from Joint Base Andrews. We don't know if we're going to hear any more speakers quite yet, and anticipate hearing from Senator Lindsey Graham, as of course this is his home state, and when we were outside we saw dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of Lindsey Graham signs and stickers. So I anticipate he's going to take the stage. We may also hear from former Governor Nikki Haley. That is not confirmed either. She was at CPAC speaking yesterday, but we may in fact see her speak here before the president, since this is her home state where she used to be governor. Again, that is former U.S. Ambassador and to the UN and former Governor Nikki Haley. Fantastic person, fantastic Republican leader. Personally, I would love to see her run for president in the coming years after President Trump leaves office, because I think she's a wonderful leader. But nonetheless, as soon as the next speakers are announced, we'll be sure to turn it back over to the podium here at the North Charleston Coliseum, where it is packed full with supporters. We're going to do another quick crowd pan, and we'll get back on camera and let you all know how you can support Right Side Broadcasting as we continue our campaign through 2020. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
They've just put the presidential seal on the podium. So we're moving fast towards President Trump taking the stage. In a little under an hour, we have about 45 minutes left. I want to say thank you for supporting Right Side Broadcasting Network. And in just a few moments, I am going to give some shout outs for those who have donated. So if you have not done so yet, now is your chance. I'll explain how you can donate to RSBN. There's a number of different ways. The first way is by clicking the $ in the bottom right-hand corner of the YouTube Super Chat. This is a really fun way to donate. Everyone gets to see it. It lights up. So the first way is by the YouTube Super Chat. It's really easy and a fun way for y'all just to be able to donate and let it light up. The second way is by going to patreon.com and becoming a member there. We offer different levels of membership or tiers based on what you're willing to donate and what you want to receive in return. There's different swag bags or VIP stuff that you can get. So that's patreon.com/RSBN. A third way, we really encourage this way. This is the non-electronic way. This is that you can send a check. So you can send that check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. Again, that's 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. Those checks are crucial. We get to keep almost 100% of them, so that is a great way to fund Right Side Broadcast Network. Another way, and this is, I'd say, checks, YouTube, and our website are the top 3 ways to donate. Go to our website. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Those are 4 of the ways you can help support us financially here at Right Side Broadcast Network. It takes between $5,000 to $7,000 for every rally that we attend. They're so expensive, but we love being here, and your donations help make it possible. So we encourage you to check out those different ways, figure out what you're comfortable with. and send it our way. In the meantime, I am going to say thank you to some people who have already donated. We have Don Westerberg, who donated and said, looking forward to the rally. Right Side Broadcasting does such a great job. Grateful donated and said, thanks, RSP, and keep up the great work, Trump 2020. Roy M. said, God bless America and our citizens that put on a uniform every day to serve us. From military, Border Patrol, ICE, firefighters, and the men and women of the law enforcement, that 1% that is bad. But the 99% face life and death every day. God bless them, such courage. And Dems want to eliminate them, total insanity. Kiki Tekawi said, thank you, always great job, Trump 2020. Colette donated and said, keep up the wonderful work. So grateful for what you're doing. I love the rallies, and I absolutely love my President Trump. Nancy Gibson said, thanks for covering the Trump rallies and bringing it live to us. Oklahoma loves Trump 2020. Elise Upshaw said, love the coverage you provide at the Trump rallies. God bless, from North Carolina. From SFC, Elise Upshaw, a military retiree. Marianne Skirchek donated and said, my daughter and grandson are at the rally along with friends. She says she's at 30 feet from the podium, would love to be able to see them. Thank you for bringing all the rallies live. Well, tell us more about what she looks like and what her friends look like, what color t-shirts they're wearing, and we'll try and get them on camera for you. Cindy and Pat O'Neill said, we love you so much. God bless you all. Thank you. I love you too. Josephine Short said, RSP, you rock. Thanks for all you do to cover President Trump. The best POTUS ever. November 2020. Let's get it done, Patriots. Wade Walkenfuss donated and said, thank you, RSBN, for tackling all the obstacles to bring us President Trump's rally. And thank you, President Trump, for standing along with us. Those are a lot of the donations that have come in. So thank you to everyone that's donated. Let's get some more rolling in. I'm going to take a few moments, and I'm going to come back and read more donation hits so that y'all have time to get yours in. In the meantime, we want to take a quick second to say thank you to our partners over at My Patriot Supply. Now, if you're wondering what the best way to support Right Side Broadcasting is, it's by supporting our partners. You can save right now 50% off on their most popular one-week food kit. It comes in a super cool ammo can and contains breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. You can only get it if you go to a special website. That's prepare2020.com. I mean, just think about it. When an emergency strikes, what's your first impulse? If it's run to the grocery store, then you'll likely find chaos, and it's a little too late because you'll be met with empty shelves. Don't get caught unprepared. Make a plan today. Storing food in your home is a great way to protect your family in case of natural disaster, terrorism, or the power company just shuts off your electricity. And My Patriot Supply is the company we want you to support. Go to prepare2020.com and support this great sponsor who's bringing you tonight's broadcast. Again, that's prepare2020.com. Now I'm going to hop on over to the YouTube and see what we have going on there. If you guys have any questions. Oh, we've got some dancing going on. Everyone here is just feeling that electric energy. Really positive mood all around. People are dancing, having a good time, and smiling. Really excited to see their president. Bob Americana says I have too much wine in my voice. I haven't had wine all day, so I don't know how that's possible. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm in the chat, and I'm happy to answer them for you. Again, it is 6:20 p.m. We are 40 minutes shy of President Trump taking the stage here in Charleston, South Carolina. Let's go ahead and get those donations in, and President Trump will be taking the stage in 40 minutes. We're excited to see what he will be talking about today. Steve Nisley, State to State interior painter. Hello, Steve. He said, Liz, I would like 100 people to match this than you. Thank you for your donation, Steve. Always great to see you here in the chat room. CW donated 5 European pounds, and good luck and keep up the great work. From Chris in Ireland, Trump 2020. That's awesome. That's a new one. Thank you so much for your donation, Chris. Again, if you're wondering how you can donate, you can go to www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. You can also click the $ in the bottom right-hand corner. Donate absolutely any amount. You can go to our website. You can look at that $. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6 Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. There are so many different ways you can help support us. Please make sure you're following us on our social media. That's Instagram and Twitter at RSB Network. And my personal Instagram is at Liz Willis. We post a lot of behind-the-scenes footage on both of those. James and Keys asked who my dentist is. That's on my Instagram as well. So check out my Instagram. You'll see him. He's also a true conservative. His wife loves President Trump, so we love them. This arena has got to be at maximum capacity. It is absolutely standing room only. This is one of the most packed floors I've seen at any recent rally that I've been to. They are just squished in there with still 40 minutes to go until President Trump takes the stage. An arena with 13,000 and it is still completely full. That's absolutely incredible. Supermax1234 said thank you for your great work and donated $17. Thank you so much. And that's a beautiful photo you have. I mean, how great did Katrina and Kayleigh do opening the speech? They are such beautiful conservative ladies that are also so intelligent. I love listening to them talk. We've got their speeches on our YouTube as well, so if you want to go check that out, feel free to. Lois Miller donated $2. Thank you, Lois. Thank you, Grumpy J. Mel Bell. Message me on Instagram and I'd be glad to tell you. Jan, it's great to have you all here. You guys are all rock stars. Thank you for tuning in today to Right Side Broadcasting Network. John Doe asked, how do people sit behind President Trump? They do get picked. It's different members of VIP are randomly selected by the campaign. They're placed there by the campaign. And sometimes they're given merchandise to wear. It's quite an honor to sit directly behind the president. You know you're going to get some screen time and be focused on the mainstream media's cameras as they're fixated on President Trump. So it's exciting, but you can't buy the seats or anything like that. You have to be selected. So it's just luck of the draw here at the rally. Back to my coworker, Jordan Parker.
Thank you so much, Liz. Again, we're here at the North Charleston Coliseum in North Charleston, South Carolina, where the president has now landed. He landed about 10 minutes ago at Charleston International Airport, just a few miles from where we are standing right now. Charleston International Airport is also home to one of Boeing's manufacturing facilities. They manufacture the Boeing 787 right here in Charleston, South Carolina, bringing hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs, manufacturing jobs, to this state. The state of South Carolina has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the nation, right around 2.5%, and this district we're in is even lower at about 1.5%. So the Trump economy really is working for people here in the state of South Carolina, and that is shown here. I think, by this turnout of 14,000 people packed into this Coliseum, that shows their support for this president. Talking to a lot of supporters outside today from all different backgrounds, all walks of life today, for many of them was their first rally. They've worked for the Republican Party in the past. They may have worked on a state level in GOP politics, but today was the first time they were able to attend a presidential rally as a supporter, not as a volunteer or worker. So super excited people out there. Some of them sleeping for hours, waiting for hours, if not sleeping overnight here in the parking lot just outside to try and get a good seat as possible. This is on the larger side of rallies we've seen. The 14,000 is usually we see two sizes of rallies. We see those around 7,000 to 9,000 people. Then we see those 14, 15, 16,000 people. Occasionally get the massive 25,000 one, but this is kind of the mid-tier, if not on the larger side of the rallies, and these coliseums are packed, and you can feel the energy. The music is thumping. The press riser we're standing under vibrating from the music, and these people are energized and ready to go. The Trump campaign usually distributes hundreds of signs ranging from, Trump campaign signs, black voices for Trump, women for Trump, veterans for Trump, you name it. The Trump campaign distributes signs to those supporters since you are not allowed to bring signs of your own inside. We also saw Katrina Pearson and Kayleigh McEnany, who spoke a few moments ago, passing out hats to those in the standing room right behind me. And this is a signature of the Trump campaign, coming out here, getting the crowd excited in anticipation of the president and passing out tons of merchandise, which these supporters sure do love. Still have about 30 minutes to go before the president is scheduled to begin his remarks here, which are going to happen at 7 o'clock. The president usually is a little bit late, fashionably late, as we like to say, but it is his rally and he is the president, so we run on his time. So I anticipate him taking the stage closer to 7:20 in about an hour from now. We're probably going to hear from Senator Lindsey Graham. We may also hear from former governor and former U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley. That's not confirmed, but I am guessing since she is a big supporter of the president and worked in his administration, she may come home to South Carolina to address her former constituents tonight. I also want to take a few moments to thank our partners today over at My Patriot Supply. You've heard me talk about them before, but we can't thank them enough for supporting us and supporting this broadcast. If you're wondering what one of the best ways to support RSBN is, it is to support our partners over at My Patriot Supply, and they have a special offer for your viewers at home. You can save 50% on their most popular one-week food kit when you go to the special website, prepare2020.com. It comes in a super cool water-resistant ammo can. It has breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. But you can only get it at that special site I told you, prepare2020.com. Think about it. When an emergency strikes, your first impulse is likely to run to the grocery store, while you're just going to be met with sheer chaos. I've seen people already stocking up their homes in anticipation of this coronavirus outbreak here in the U.S. People buying water bottles, Gatorade, canned food. Shelves are already getting low from these people preparing ahead of time. So an emergency strikes, you don't want to be met with this chaos, and we want you to not get caught unprepared, but to use today to make a plan. Storing food in your home is a great way to protect your family in case of an outbreak, natural disaster, or terrorism strikes, and we want you to use My Patriot Supply to protect your family. Go to prepare2020.com and support this great partner and today's broadcast. Again, that's prepare2020.com, prepare2020.com. Thanks to our friends over at My Patriot Supply. We're going to do another crowd pen as we always do. We know you guys in the super chat commenting can't get enough of those. I also want to let you know to make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Make sure you're following Right Side Broadcast Network on Twitter and Instagram at RSB Network, and that's at RSB Network on Twitter and Instagram. Then you can like and follow us over on Facebook at Right Side Broadcasting Network. And lastly, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel if you're watching on that platform below. Also want to thank our partners over at Diamond and Silk for streaming our broadcast today. They're fantastic ladies who were actually with the president last night at the Black History Month event there. Wonderful ladies. We hope to see both of you again very soon. But in the meantime, welcome to all their viewers from across their platforms. Also, if you'd like to interact with myself on Twitter, you can follow me at Jordan Parker _. Again, that's at Jordan Parker _. Tweet me some comments, questions, anything you have. I'll be happy to answer those on air or in a tweet form if I get the chance. You can also follow me on Instagram at Jordan T. Parker. All of our social medias are linked across our social media pages, so you won't miss those wherever you go. I want to thank you again for tuning in and choosing Right Side as your rally broadcast provider. We know you have a lot of options, and we thank you for choosing Right Side. And we are probably the only one up here live right now that's streaming the entire rally. No other network streams it from start to finish. No one starts as early as we do, streams all the speakers, and then finishes like we do as well. So this is the best place to get rally coverage. If you want to get notices and updates every time we're going live at a rally so you don't miss a moment of RSBN coverage, you can text RSBN to 31996. Again, that's text RSBN to 31996. And in fact, the notice just came through on my cell phone, so make sure you text RSBN to 31996 so you don't miss a minute of the president's rallies. Thank you so much for being with us here in North Charleston, and we will be back with more live coverage in just a second.
What about me? Yeah, I'm drinking. All the rumors are true, really sinking. In a broken heart of blue. Well, you told me you still love me. Girl, how could it be?
tell you a little bit more about what you're expecting to see here today, what's been going on so far. And we do want to start off by saying thank you to some people who have donated to us. These are going to be all via the website. So thank you to Elaine Urick, who said thank you for all your hard work and dedication in bringing us all these great rallies all the time. God bless you and President Trump. We also have John Bodo, who donated and said making America great. Con Williams said God bless RSBN. Keep doing the good work. We love you all. Ron Kinslet said keep up the good work. We love our president. Shirley Miller donated. Thank you. And she said, you have my vote, Trump-Pence 2020. Leonard and Mary Stevens said, best wishes from Kansas, go South Carolina. We have Jules who said, thank you. Your coverage is inspiring. Michael Marmanillo said, donation may be higher next month. Keep up the good work. Thank you. That's what we're hoping for. Annie donated and said, I appreciate Right Side Broadcasting Network and all your hard work at the Trump rallies. Thank you, folks. Edward Adams said, thank you for your great coverage of all of the Trump rallies. Martha Mary Pedroza said, Mr. President, I'm very proud of you. Thank you and God bless. Dutch from Dutchman Designs said, RSBN, thanks for your work. Dutch from Dutchman Designs, Trump 2020. Stephen A. Gashright said, thank you for all the hard work you guys do to bring us Trump rallies. George Laramanon, I'm sorry if I butchered that, honestly, I'm so sorry. Said, we must be strong to protect our liberties and freedoms. Trump 2020, God bless him. And John Barth said, I love the job the president's doing. So thank you all for those donations. If you're curious about how you can donate or how you can get your shout out read out loud, it's super easy. Go to www.rsbnetwork.com/donate and that will go straight to my email. I'll be able to read those out loud. So if you want to give a shout out to your family, friends, or if you have a small business, large business, we don't care. We're happy to give you guys some shout outs. I'm also going to hop into the YouTube Super Chat. So if you make a donation there, I'll be reading those out for the next few minutes. And I'm just excited to be able to be here and to be with you guys, my RSBN family. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. We are thrilled that this season is picking up. We had 3 last week, we have 2 this week, and we're expecting a lot more to be announced in March. So there's a lot of excitement regarding President Trump and the success that his campaign is already seeing. Don't forget to text RSBN to 3996. Again, that's RSBN to 3996. That will be a text alert system, so you will be alerted. Really easy, simply just one text when we go live on rally days. So it's a great way to know when there's a rally in another country that your news may not be telling you about. Rohar Jonas, thank you. Let me know if you have questions. Tag me at Liz Willis in the super chat. I'm looking at my phone. I'm reading everything y'all have to say, making sure I answer any questions, and just having a really good time talking to you guys. So it's a little different than traditional media. We really like to interact with our viewers, and it's a family here at Right Side Broadcasting Network, so we're just excited to have this form of communication, utilizing the live chat and the technology. We have 11,000 here, but we've been panning the crowds, and we'll continue to do so. But keep in mind, this auditorium holds around 13,700 concert style, and it is packed. You guys can see, you have to zoom in a little there. This is all so close together. We're going to zoom in here so you can see it. We do know there's some stuff in the way, but this is a fully packed arena. I highly doubt that they're letting anyone else in here. I mean, this is insane. All the way to the back of the house, it is completely packed. So President Trump did a great job in South Carolina. We interviewed so many people outside, and we said, let's be honest, how do you think South Carolina's go? And they said, come on, it's going red. I am 100% confident. And look at this rally. I mean, this is 13,000 easily 13,000 people here today to support President Trump. What a piece of history in the Low Country. It's so exciting for President Trump. I cannot wait to see him take the stage. I know he's going to be thrilled to be here. He's actually already retweeted a RSBN video of the line that we took, so that's always fun. We love to see it. And you can find that by following us on Twitter as well at RSB Network. We have 11,000 joining us right now. We love all of you guys. Make sure that you're sharing the stream. Just copy and paste the link, share it on your Facebook, tell your friends, text it to your friends and family. Give us a big thumbs up. There's a lot of ways to support us that don't cost money. So that's one of them. And we can't encourage you enough. We beg you, share our stream, make sure everyone sees it. We are here doing hard work, and it's exciting. Hopping back 12,000. 12,000 people watching right now. We're 24 minutes shy of President Trump taking the stage. We do have news that Air Force One has landed in South Carolina. That happened just after 6:20, so about 17 minutes ago. POTUS walked off the plane 11 minutes ago. He was followed by Senator Tim Scott and others. And they were rolling with the motorcade just a few moments ago. So President Trump should be joining us pretty shortly. Looks like he's right on schedule. We have a donation from Gary Darby, who donated and said, "Thanks RSBN, making America great again." Thank you for everyone who's donated. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, if you're wondering right now, what is another way to support Right Side Broadcasting Network, it is to support our partner today, My Patriot Supply, and they've got an incredible special going on right now. Today only, you can save 50% on their most popular one-week food kit. It comes in a super cool ammo can and contains breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. But you can only get it when you go to the special site, prepare2020.com. I mean, just think about it. When an emergency strikes, what's your first impulse? If it's like mine, it's to run to the grocery store. But you'll likely find chaos, and I'm most often met with empty shelves, no bread, no milk, none of my usuals. So don't get caught unprepared. Make a plan today. Storing food in your home is a great way to protect your family in case of natural disaster, terrorism, or your power goes out. My Patriot Supply is the company we want you to support. Go to prepare2020.com and support this great sponsor who's helping bring you tonight's broadcast. Again, that's prepare2020.com, prepare2020.com. Make sure to spell out with numbers 2020. So thank you. We're really excited to be here today. I can't say that enough. It's really just been, knock on wood, a smooth, flawless rally. The Trump campaign has done an incredible job organizing this event. The South Carolinians have come out in droves. They are just packing this house. They've been doing the wave. They are wearing their MAGA gear, and they're so excited to be here to support their president. It's been a beautiful day. We're around 60 degrees, sunny, a little bit of wind, but overall just absolutely perfect. A great day to get. All right, well, apparently Trump is on location, so he is at this arena. Really exciting. Let's make sure we get all those donations in so we can get them read before Trump takes the stage. It's looking like he might be on time today, so you guys will be lucky with that. We have a couple more donations. Susan Nelthorpe said, "Thank you for the great coverage each and every rally. Our pleasure." Like, quite literally, it's our pleasure. President Trump did make statements earlier today before leaving the White House on the South Lawn. He said, "Hello, everybody. I'm going to South Carolina, a big rally, a lot of people, thousands of people outside, and it's going to be very exciting. We have a big day tomorrow in terms of the Democrats watching. See what happens, and then on Tuesday, you have a very big day, so it will be interesting to see." We're at the same number. A lot of people are getting better. And then he continued to talk about the coronavirus. But for the beginning of his statements on the South Lawn, he was just talking about this rally today in South Carolina, how many people here, the long lines, which he actually retweeted from our account, so that's exciting. That's where he saw that. And he's just thrilled to get on it. He's going to, of course, talk about how much he loves the Carolinas. Of course, he got his daughter-in-law from the Carolinas, so what's not to love? Robert Torba donated and said Gab.com is proud to support RSBN. Thank you so much. We love all our supporters. Oh my goodness, Proud Patriot USA said, "My mom went to Sam's Club in Florida yesterday. Almost all their dry foods and fruit were gone. Regardless of how the virus spreads, this shouldn't be taken lightly. yeah, no matter what, you do need to be prepared and have your food on you, even if it's not a virus. That's why going to prepare2020.com, again, that's prepare2020.com, right now is the perfect solution. Even if the virus doesn't come to the stores, I mean, think about it. Everyone else is freaking out. They're grabbing all the food off the shelves. What's that going to leave you with? Nothing. You need to go ahead and be prepared. You can save 50% right now on their 1 week supply of breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years by going to prepare2020.com. These are only done on days of the rally, so it's important that you go right now. My family has we ordered ours weeks ago, but we needed them. And then we waited till the rally the next day because that deal was so good. So take it from me, trust my word. A rally day deal, getting these ammo cans full of food half off is the way to go. And thank you for letting us know, Proud Patriot. If you have any info like that ever, or you have questions, you can always tag me and I'm happy to respond. Evan Pist donated $2 and said, keep it up, Liz, you and RSP. And Brock, thank you so much. We have 2020 from Stacy Mack, who said, thank you, RSP, and you guys rock. Thank you for all you do. Trump 2020, defeat communism. Anders Hansen donated 100 DKKs. And that brings us up to our current chat. So I'm caught up on all the chats. Lots going on here. POTUS is in the building. We are just moments away. We do have some word that POTUS has arrived in the building, and he was being very excited, waving enthusiastically to the crowd and smiling. So it's going to be good to see a really happy President Trump, as he should be. He's done a lot for us, and he's been through hell and back. So it's about time to take a little breather. He probably enjoyed his trip, and he's coming to celebrate with all his patriots. It's going to be a good day. I'm going to hand the microphone over to Jordan. Keep in mind, we only have 17 minutes. Get those donations in. We're going to read them right before POTUS takes the stage. Over to you. Now, he needs a minute. No. You guys, a diva, I tell you. I'll hop back in here for a moment. We had $10 from Alyssa Luden, who said, thank you, RSPN. We have a country to save. If you are prepared, you will not fear. Nick Hobbs said, Don Jr. Liz Lewis, 2024. We have a lot of great people here in the chat room today, 13,000 of you. LJ Davis said Donald John Trump is the best president ever, and he donated $2. Okay, now I'm going to hand it over to Jordan Parker. I was up here for an hour by myself while you waited for.
Thanks, everyone. Again, thanks to Liz Willis for doing a great job today here in North Charleston, South Carolina. I'll let this guy pass real quick. The presidential travel pool that travels with the president has just made their way into the Coliseum here, signaling the president's arrival at the North Charleston Coliseum. We did hear from a person outside that the Beast did pull up. The president was waving to the crowds outside, watching on the Jumbotron, the overflow crowd. So the Beast has arrived. The president has arrived. It's about 6:45 here local time. The president is slated to begin his remarks at 7, but we do anticipate him being a little bit later than that. I'm in the super chat, listening, reading your comments. If you have any questions, make sure to drop those down below, and I'll be sure to answer them to the best of my abilities. But until then, continue to look at this awesome crowd that has packed in the North Charleston Coliseum, seating about 14,000 people. And if I had to guess, I would say that each and every seat in here is full, and this building is at max capacity. I want to thank you all for continuing to support us on all of our various social media platforms. Make sure you're following us on Twitter and Instagram at RSP Network, and that's at RSP Network on Twitter and Instagram. And you can follow us on Facebook over at Right Side Broadcasting Network. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page. Make sure if you're watching there, you hit the big red subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live here on YouTube. Also want to thank our partners at Diamond and Silk for streaming today's rally via Right Side Broadcasting Network. I know they are busy, hard at work up at CPAC in Washington, D.C., but they are lovely ladies, and we are proud to partner with them each and every time. Again, if you all have any questions, make sure you drop them in the super chat. I'm monitoring it here on YouTube, so if you have any questions, comments, thoughts about today's rally, be sure to leave them there, and I will do my best to read them as it is running pretty fast. Someone said the Beast, ? The Beast is the presidential limo that the president rides in. It's that giant armored limousine. It weighs about 20,000 pounds. Famously did a lap at the Daytona 500 just a couple weeks ago. So yes, the Beast is the limo that the president always rides. And new donation for Arturo Holguin. He said, 3%ers arm and defend our republic against the Democrats. Are you ready? Trump 2020. Thank you so much. I want to thank James Galbraith. He said, check out Trump on Reddit. We show every RSBN rally. Thank you so much. Jeanette McLeod asked, what's the crowd size? Like I said, it's probably about 13 to 14,000 people inside the North Charleston Coliseum here, and there's probably going to be many people in overflow outside too, but again, 13 to 14,000 people packed into this Coliseum here. Yeah, someone said the Beast is the presidential limo. That is correct. Want to thank Carl Peterson. He gave 2020 and he said, thank you, RSBN, simply the best. Thank you so much, Carl. Eyes Wide Open asked, what time does POTUS come on? The president takes the stage about 7 p.m. At least his remarks are scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. However, he did arrive a little bit late, probably 30 minutes late, so we may see a delay in his speaking time. He usually takes, he is fashionably late, so I would venture to guess he's going to take the stage around 7:20 p.m., probably in 30 minutes from now. Northwood Zilly gave and said, God bless President Trump. We love him and RSBN. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you want me to read your donation out on air, you can drop a donation in the super chat by clicking the $sign in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. That'll allow you to leave a message, an amount, and it'll pop up right here on my screen below. Again, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the super chat. I want to thank Craig G. He said, it is happening. Thank you so much to Craig. You guys are very active in the super chat today. Robert Black, UK, gave us a USA greetings from UK Black Voice for Trump. People across the world support your president. Stay strong. Thank you so much to you, Robert. Again, all of you are doing great in the super chat today. I want to thank our moderators for keeping it a clean and family-friendly place for you all to talk to one another and interact. Truly awesome to see so many, thousands of you coming out to support the president and watching here on RSBN. Lots of you watching from around the country, from Maricopa County, from the UK, the United Kingdom, Florida, Georgia, California even, Michigan. Quite cool. I looked at some donation data for the president's Donald J. Trump for Inc. campaign to look at their fundraising numbers, and the highest donation state by numbers is California. California had the largest number of donations, largest amount of donations in the country. So California, a very deep blue state, has raised the most money for the president in the past year. Again, I want to take a moment to, someone said, Jordan, will you run for public office? You never know. That's definitely an interest of mine. I've gotten to really love politics over the past few years, and you never know. You may see me run for public office for one day, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. Never know, but it's always a fun adventure being on the campaign trail and being involved in politics. Again, I want to thank our partners over at My Patriot Supply for helping to bring you today's broadcast. If you want to support Right Side Broadcasting Network, we encourage you to support My Patriot Supply. Don't get caught unprepared in an emergency situation. If there's an epidemic, an outbreak, terrorism, natural disaster, one of the best ways to support and protect your family is by storing food in your home. And My Patriot Supply is the company we want you to support. You can get 50% off their 1-week food kit that comes with breakfast, lunches, and dinners and an awesome water-resistant ammo can by going to prepare2020.com. If a disaster occurs, your first impulse is likely to run to the grocery store. We will be met with chaos and empty shelves. So take today to make a plan, prepare so you never are stuck without food or without a security net. So make sure you head over to prepare2020.com. Again, that's prepare2020.com today to pick up your 1-week food kit and supporting our partners, as well as supporting Brightside Broadcasting for bringing you tonight's broadcast, helping to bring you tonight's broadcast. I want to thank you all for your supportive comments in the Super Chat. It's great reading so many comments to you. Donations by country, one person asked. They don't have that data. The FEC, the Federal Elections Committee, is the one who provides all this contribution data, and so it's only for the U.S. right now. I will look for more data a little bit later and provide that to you, but for now, all I could see was in U.S. data. Any walkaways out there today, someone asked. I'm not sure. We did not talk to anyone. However, at each and every rally, we do see many people who are Democrats that did switch over to the party. The Trump campaign gathers fantastic data about that, seeing upwards of 20, 30, even 40% people attending rallies who were not registered Democrats, or who are not registered Republicans, coming out to these rallies to see what the president's message is and to see what these campaign rallies are all about. Sorry, I had to take a quick pause there to let somebody by. Seeing more comments. Someone said, what's the discount code? All you have to do is go to prepare2020.com. Don't have to enter a discount code. Just go to prepare2020.com. That'll allow you to get the 50% off the 1-week food kit. Again, that's prepare2020.com. Someone's asking how many outside. I don't have those exact numbers. I will try and get those for you. And if I can get an estimate, I will be sure to report those back to you here live. However, we do not have those numbers at that time. I want to thank Legendary 2017 for their contribution. I really appreciate it. Right now, we are going to wrap up here in North Charleston, South Carolina for a quick minute. We're going to toss it back to studio where our CEO, Joe Seals, is going to speak to you for just a moment, and then we'll bring it back here to North Charleston. The feed is going to say we're not going anywhere. Joe's just going to speak for a few minutes, and while he does, take a look at this awesome crowd behind me, and we'll be back in just a moment. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank y'all so much for joining us here on RSBN. It is our great honor to be here and to be able to bring you this broadcast. We have really worked hard on getting our technical issues in order, and hopefully you have enjoyed our broadcast today so far. And you know, we have so many more of these things to go to, and you know, it's really sitting back here at headquarters with our producers here in studio, kind of just talking about how things have changed from 2016. And back in 2016, actually 2015, when I decided to start this company, really on a whim, we really had no idea what we were doing at all. And somehow we made it work, and we've grown and improved enough to be able to bring you a broadcast like this. I'm very proud of the fact that we have this platform where we are so blessed to be in this position right now, and we really owe it all to you, the viewer, and we appreciate you more than you know. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has supported us over the years. And, you know, we need your support now more than ever, not just, you know, financially. The donations are what gets us to the rallies, and we could not do that without you. So we appreciate that. But more than ever, we need your support. We need you to be a social media warrior for us. We need you to share our broadcast, because big tech has it out for us bad. We are the classic example of a company being shadow banned, in the sense that you can't find us on YouTube. We have been live now for 6 hours on YouTube. We are very thankful for the 15 plus thousand of you that are watching on our YouTube channel. But normally those viewers are a lot higher. Now, you can't find us in the YouTube search results. It is a complete reversal from where we were in 2016. Even though our quality and our content have improved, our view count has gone down because YouTube is deliberately keeping us out of search results. And what that translates into is less viewers equals less revenue, makes us very difficult for us to exist. So we need your help to get the word out that there is a company like us that exists and who is on your side. We have been fighting mainstream media. It is not easy to do what we do. Right now we have a guy outside standing in the cold, holding our little live view unit just so that you can have this broadcast now, because the internet is non-existent inside. So I believe, is this the president coming to the stage now, or who is on his way up. Somebody's coming out. Maybe it's the president. We will go live to that as soon as he comes up to the stage. We expect him now any minute. But I wanted to say we just thank you all so much. And if you could share our broadcast and help us to get back to where we were once before in the view counts, it would mean a lot to us, because that is our lifeblood. The only reason we're able to exist is because of the viewers. And if we don't have enough of them, then we're going to fail. And we just appreciate all your help. So rsbnetwork.com/donate is the best way to help. But if you can't, we understand. Believe me, we hate asking for donations. The only reason we do is because I made a pledge to the viewers in 2015 to remain a network of, by, and for the people, so that we don't have anyone controlling what we say on our network. And that is why we are openly and proudly supporting the President of the United States. And our goal is to simply present all the facts to you and let you decide. We don't treat you like you're stupid like the rest of the media does. Fox News, probably, they are the best thing we have in mainstream media, the best choice, but they probably won't show you this entire rally tonight. They will probably cut the president off if they show it at all. So we promise never to do that here at RSBN. We are here for you, and we answer to you only. So if that appeals to you and you like what you see here, and you want to get behind a network that has your best interests at heart and who wants to see this country succeed, and I promise you, we will do everything we can. We are going to fight like hell to make sure we're at every single one of these to help the president bypass mainstream media. If that appeals to you, please consider supporting us at rsbnetwork.com/donate, or you can simply share our broadcast. It helps, and we appreciate you so much. You just don't know how much we do. But I'm going to send it back now to South Carolina, to our crew who's doing a stand-up job, as always, at a sold-out arena in North Charleston. We'll be in Charlotte Monday, so make sure that you subscribe and sign up for our notifications at our website so that you can be notified when we go live. That's going to do it here in the studio until I'll speak to you after the rally. But y'all enjoy, and we'll see you back here shortly.
28,000 of you watching online on YouTube now over at Right Side Broadcasting Network's YouTube. We want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. If you're wondering what those applause was, the loud applause just a few moments ago, Senator Tim Scott and Senator Lindsey Graham walked into the Coliseum here to thunderous applause from the crowd. They are seated off to my right with the VIP section with the governor, lieutenant governor. Again, they are seated just off to my right here in the North Charleston Coliseum, awaiting the President of the United States. We will be sure to bring you more updates as more VIPs arrive here in anticipation of the President. He is supposed to begin his remarks 1 minute ago. As I said, he is fashionably late, but he is here in the Coliseum. I want to thank our partners over at My Patriot Supply for helping to support Right Side Broadcasting Network and this broadcast. It appears we do have a speaker, and I will... Nope, another song. For those of you asking how many, the overflow crowd outside, we have estimates of about 500 outside. Yes, 500 overflow sitting outside of the parking lot next to the Jumbotron that the Trump campaign always puts outside for the overflow crowds to watch. I'm sure that crowd will get bigger and bigger as time goes on, but from what we can see right now, about 500 people waiting outside here in Charleston, South Carolina. Again, I want to thank our partners over at My Patriot Supply for their continued support of us and this broadcast. If you want to know what one of the best ways to support Right Side, it is by supporting our partners over at My Patriot Supply. Today only, you can protect yourself and your family by getting a 1-week food kit for 50% off if you go to prepare2020.com. It comes in an awesome water-resistant ammo can. It contains breakfast, lunches, and dinners, and lasts for up to 25 years. When an emergency strikes, your first impulse is likely to run to the grocery store. We're going to be met with empty shelves and chaos. We don't want that to happen to you, so we want you to take today to make a plan, and My Patriot Supply is the company we want you to choose. Just think, if there's a outbreak of disease, if there's, like for coronavirus, for example, if there's terrorism or a natural disaster, one of the best ways to ensure you and your family are safe are by storing food in your home. So again, you can go to prepare2020.com today, use My Patriot Supply to prepare your family, to stock up food, get a 1-week food supply that comes in an awesome ammo can, breakfast, lunches, and dinners at 50% off. Go to prepare2020.com. Support this broadcast and our partners when you go to prepare2020.com. That's prepare2020.com. We want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in today. It's been a full day of coverage as we continue to await the President here in North Charleston, South Carolina. Nearly 20,000 of you watching. It's good to be back up and on the internet. We do apologize for some of the technical glitches we've had over the past few weeks, but nonetheless, we are back up now with our new technology strategy implemented, and it's great to be back here for sure. The President should be taking the stage any moment now. Senator Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham are here, as I said, in anticipation of President Trump coming out and speaking to this massive crowd here. Again, make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms over at RSP Network on Twitter and Instagram, and you can interact with myself on Twitter at @JordanParker_. Again, that's at @JordanParker_ over on Twitter. Ask me questions, comments, whatever. It's always great interacting with our fans on social media. Also, another rally on Monday in Charlotte, North Carolina. Liz Willis and Max Kleber will be there bringing you complete coverage of that. So again, Monday, Charlotte, North Carolina, with Liz Willis and Max Kleber bringing you complete coverage. I'm now going to throw it over to Liz Willis, who's going to tell you all a little bit more how you can support Right Side and thank some of our wonderful donors. Liz.
Thank you, Jordan. Absolutely. Hello to the 20,000 alone who are watching on YouTube. Really quickly, I want to read out some of the names that have donated. And encourage you all to donate. We're almost entirely viewer funded, meaning we rely on your donations to go from rally to rally. You can go to our website. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. We have Cindy Little, who said she loves supporting what's right. We have Thomas Pavletic, who said only God can keep America great. Rish the Dish said get on the Trump train. Marie Travis said grateful for all you do. Dwayne Jeckert said keep America great. Michael Ash donated, and so did Linda, who said love you guys, we always watch RSB. Michael William Ash said don't be complacent, be sure to vote no matter how confident we are on election day. Let's make it a blowout. Mary Clark said God bless Donald J. Trump, the best is yet to come. Mia Perez Q said thank you for uniting patriots, together we are strong, God bless America. Former Democrat said more power to you guys. Gail Einerson said great job RSB and thank you. Great President Trump, thank you. Bo said thank you for all you do. RSP in Valverde down to Lusadia wants to send support to you and all of your great president. Defund California's bureaucrats and serve the citizens. God bless all. Yuio Cindy said, tell our president we love him and we're with him. Barry said, Trump 2020. Marty Steffen said, love you guys from Wisconsin. Keep America great. God bless. And President Trump. I'm 32 and I've loved Trump since the beginning. Drain the swamp. Captain Rogers said, Trump 2020, 2024, 2028. John and Patty Mills said, great job, RSBN, keeping us connected with our president. Randy and Susan Schooley said, thank you for your outstanding coverage of our president from the beginning. Erica French said, great work. Thanks for all you do to show the great president. Jim Courtney said, thank you, RSBN, and thanks for the pizza. Dennis Oshiko said, thanks for all the wonderful right side American Patriot broadcasters. Cooper Abina said, thank you, RSBN, for televising President Trump rallies. The President of the United States.
The President of the United States of America, Trump.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All I can say is that the fake news just doesn't get it, do they? They don't get it. They just don't get it. Hello, Charleston, and I'm thrilled to be back in the great state of South Carolina with thousands of hardworking American patriots who believe in faith, family, God, and country. Thank you. It's a phenomenal crowd, only topped by the number of people outside that didn't get it.
If anybody would like to give up where you're standing or your seat, please raise your hand. All right. Then let's begin, right? Thank you all very much. Oh, this is great. No, they don't get it. You know, down the road, they have a rally for one of the people that are going to be running tomorrow. They're trying to get to 100, but they're not going to make it. So I think they're going to set up a round table. You know, that's what they do. They said, so people want to go to a rally. They end up sitting at a round table talking about their definition of impeachment. Crazy. No, it's crazy. Crazy. It's a crazy deal. No, the fake news media, they've been trying to figure this out for years. They still don't get it, though. They don't get it. Look at all of those cameras. Look at all of those cameras. That's a lot of cameras. That's a lot of cameras, Lindsay and Tim. That's a lot of They heard you guys were here. They heard Tim was here and that Lindsay was here and that... And they said, we're not going to attend that rally. But you know, when we heard those two guys, plus our great congressman, they're here. Great congressman. But this is an incredible time for our nation. We're thrilled to be in the midst of what we call the great American comeback, and that's what it is. Jobs are booming. Incomes are soaring. Factories are returning. Poverty is plummeting, confidence is surging, and we have completely rebuilt the awesome power of the United States military. Our country is stronger than ever before. We are stronger, we are better. But while we're building a great future, the radical left Democrats in Washington are trying to burn it all down. They have spent the last 3 years, and I can even go further than that, 3 years since the election, but we go before the election, working to erase your ballots and overthrow our democracy. But with your help, we have exposed the far left's corruption and defeated their sinister schemes, and let's see what happens in the coming months. Let's watch. Let's just watch. Very dishonest people. Now the Democrats are politicizing the coronavirus. You know that, right? Coronavirus. They're politicizing it. We did one of the great jobs. You say, how's President Trump doing? They go, oh, not good, not good. They have no clue. They don't have any clue. They can't even count their votes in Iowa. They can't even count. No, they can't. They can't count their votes. One of my people came up to me and said, Mr. President, they tried to beat you on Russia, Russia, Russia. That didn't work out too well. They couldn't do it. They tried the impeachment hoax. That was on a perfect conversation. They tried anything. They tried it over and over. They've been doing it since you got in. It's all turning. They lost. It's all turning. Think of it. Think of it. And this is their new hoax. But, you know, we did something that's been pretty amazing. We're 15 people in this massive country. And because of the fact that we went early, we could have had a lot more than that. We're doing great. Our country is doing so great. We are so unified. We are so unified. The Republican Party has never, ever been unified like it is now. There has never been a movement in the history of our country like we have now. Never been a movement. So a statistic that we want to talk about, go ahead, say USA, it's okay, USA. So, a number that nobody heard of, that I heard of recently, and I was shocked to hear it. 35,000 people on average die each year from the flu. Did anyone know that? 35,000. That's a lot of people. It could go to 100,000. It could be 27,000. They say usually a minimum of 27 goes up to 100,000 people a year die. And so far, we have lost nobody to coronavirus in the United States. Nobody. And it doesn't mean we won't, and we are totally prepared. It doesn't mean we won't. But think of it. You hear 35 and 40,000 people, and we've lost nobody, and you wonder, the press is in hysteria mode. CNN, fake news, and their camera just went off. The camera just went off. Turn it back on. Hey, by the way, hold it. Look at this. And honestly, all events are like this. It's about us. It's all about us. I wish they'd take the camera. Show the arena, please. Show the arena. They never do. They never do. They never do. Show the arena. You can hear it, because when you hear it, that's not 200 people, that's not 100 people, that's thousands and thousands of people, including people outside. You can hear it. They always show my face. See that face? They show my face. I want them to show the arena, not my face, right? How many have you been to? How many rallies have you gone? Practically everyone. Can you believe it? I'm sure your husbands are thrilled, right? They're thrilled. Where are you going tonight? I'm going to another Trump rally. True. Number 114. What do your husbands say about that? This group up here, she said, we don't care. Thank you. Thank you. Democrats will only say horrible things, even though they know we're doing a great job. We're doing a great job with what we have to work with. It's incredible. The Democrats want us to fail so badly, even if their actions, and you take a look, hurt the people of this country, they'll hurt the people themselves. Their wealth, their everything. They're willing to hurt our country in order to say bad, even if they know it's not so. We made an unbelievable deal with Mexico, with Canada, with China, with South Korea, with Japan. And if you put a microphone, these people back there, like the Academy Awards used to be, not anymore. Best movie of the year. It's made in South Korea. What's that all about? Best movie. I'm waiting to see the best movie of the year. And it's made, he said it's garbage. Only in South Carolina can you say that. Only in South Carolina. You're going to get us in trouble. No, I'm just repeating what he said for the fake news. I'm just repeating. No, but seriously, you know, the Academy Awards has gone way, way down in ratings. You know why? Because they started attacking us, and we don't believe in it anymore. That's why. No, but they had the best movie of the year made in South Korea. They make enough stuff for us, right? And they're good. They're our friends. Take advantage of us. That's okay. Not so much anymore. We are really, you take a look, magnificently organized with the best professionals in the world. We're prepared for the absolute worst. You have to be prepared for the worst. But hopefully, it will all amount to very little. That's why I tell you, when we have the flu at 35,000 people, and this one is, we have to take it very, very seriously. That's what we're doing. We are preparing for the worst. My administration has taken the most aggressive action in modern history to prevent the spread of this illness in the United States. We are ready. We are ready. Totally ready. On January 31st, I ordered the suspension of foreign nationals who have recently been in China from entering the United States. An action which the Democrats loudly criticized and protested, and now everybody's complimenting me, saying, thank you very much, you were 100% correct. Could have been a whole different story. But I say, so let's get this right. A virus starts in China, bleeds its way into various countries all around the world, doesn't spread widely at all in the United States because of the early actions that myself and my administration took against a lot of other wishes. And the Democrats' single talking point, and you see it, is that it's Donald Trump's fault, right? It's Donald Trump's fault. No, just things that happen. But you know what? This does show you, things happen. Whoever thought of this 2 weeks ago? Who would have thought this could be going on 4 weeks ago? You wouldn't. But things happen in life, and you have to be prepared, and you have to be flexible, and you have to be able to go out and get it. And my guys, we have the best professionals in the world, the best in the world, and we are so ready. At the same time that I initiated the first federally mandated quarantine in over 50 years, we had to quarantine some people. They weren't happy. They weren't happy about it. I want to tell you, there are a lot of people that are not so happy, but after 2 weeks, they got happy. You know who got happy? The people around them got happy. That's who got happy. I also created a White House virus task force. It's a big thing, a virus task force. I requested $2.5 billion to ensure we have the resources we need. The Democrats said, that's terrible. He's doing the wrong thing. He needs $8.5 billion, not $2.5. I've never had that before. I asked for $2.5. They want to give me $8.5. So I said, I'll take it. Does that make me a bit? I'll take it. I'll take it. I never had that before. I never had it. We want $2.5 million. That's plenty. We demand you take $8.5. He doesn't know what he's doing. We want $8.5. These people are crazy. We must understand that border security is also health security. And you've all seen the wall is going up like magic. It's going up like magic. You think that was an easy one? That was not an easy one. It's going up great, and it's we're up now 132 miles, and this is the exact wall that border security wanted, everything. This is everything they wanted. 132 miles already. We'll have 500 miles built by very early next year sometime. So one of the reasons the numbers are so good. We will do everything in our power to keep the infection and those carrying the infection from entering our country. We have no choice. Whether it's the virus that we're talking about or many other public health threats, the Democrat policy of open borders is a direct threat to the health and well-being of all Americans. Now, you see it with the coronavirus. You see it. You see it with the coronavirus. You know, you see that. When you have this virus or any other problem coming in, it's not the only thing that comes in through the border. And we're setting records now at the border. We're setting records. And now, just using this, so important, right? So important. I'm doing well in the polls despite the worst fake news and worst presidential harassment in the history of the United States. We've got phenomenal numbers. No, it's true. The worst presidential harassment in history. We had a great event yesterday. An event that was so beautiful. Young African-American leaders. One of the things I asked them, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, and great people. Some of them are here tonight. Do you like the name African-American or black? And they said black all at the same time. No, true. I tell you. Because you say African-American or black. And they said almost like immediately black. But we had an incredible group of people. And what happened is NBC, it was such a love fest. It was so incredible. Went on for 45 minutes. It was a love fest. It was incredible. NBC turned down, there they are right there. They turned down. Comcast, which owns NBC, actually NBC, I think, which is, we call it MSDNC, right? MSDNC. But NBC, I think, is worse than CNN. I actually do. And Comcast, a company that spends millions and millions of dollars on their image, I'll do everything possible to destroy their image because they are terrible. They are terrible. They are terrible. They're a terrible group of people. And they paid me a fortune for years for The Apprentice. They paid me a fortune. And when I left the show, it was doing great. When I left the show, 14 seasons, think of that. I got a big movie star. I won't tell you his name. Nobody would know. Actually, nobody will know his name because he was on for such a short period of time. But the show went down the tubes very quickly after they had Trump. But the country, in 5 years from now, of course you want to upset them, 5 years or 9 years or 13 years. Or 18 years. Ten more years. No. Oh, they go crazy when you say it. When you say to them, 5 more years. So it's fine. But you then say, maybe 9, maybe 13, maybe 17, maybe 21, who knows? Maybe 20. Let's do this. Let's term limit ourselves at 25 years, no more than 25 years. No more, okay? They'll pass something in the Senate. Tim, pass it in the Senate with Lindsey. A 25-year term limit, please. Now, we're looking to do a great job. We need that extra 5 to get everything solidified. You know, it's like you take a tree and you plant it. It needs some time to grab on, right? And that's what we need. We've got incredible things that we've done. We have things we still can do, but we have done actually much, much more than we even promised we'd do, if you think. All the things. While the extreme left has been wasting America's time with these vile hoaxes, we've been killing terrorists, creating jobs, raising wages, enacting fair trade deals, securing our border, and lifting up citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. We added another 225,000 jobs last month alone. And that makes 7 million jobs since our election. 7 million. The unemployment rate in the great state of South Carolina. You ever hear that place? Now, Sleepy Joe would say the unemployment rate in the great state of Ohio. No, you're in South Carolina. Joe, you're in South. They come up and you ever see the guy in the note? No, it's South Carolina. It's not Ohio. Okay. And he goes, all right, Iowa? Did you say Iowa? No. I did that like 7 times. If I did that once, it would be the end of the road, right? Be the end of the road. They'd say Trump has lost it. They like to say that anyway, I guess. Huh? These people are bad people. Oh, Sleepy Joe. Well, he's running tomorrow. No, but could you imagine if I said just a small fraction of the mistakes he makes, which are unbelievable, every speech? I actually said the other night, I was watching him when he said about half the population wiped out with guns. I said, that's a horrible thing. That's the end of his evening. That's the end of his political career. And then after the debate, they're reviewing him. They said, Joe Biden had a great night last night. I don't get it, Tim. The unemployment rate here in South Carolina has fallen to 2.3%, the lowest rate in your state's history. It's the lowest rate in all of America. So, it's the lowest rate in all of America. I said to a friend of mine, a Democrat, how's the race going tomorrow? Who's going to win? And he says, Mr. President, no, it's very interesting. You know, he said something. This guy's a real political pro, too, in all fairness, even though he's a Democrat. But I said, who's going to win? He said, honestly, sir, it doesn't matter. You are so far ahead in South Carolina that it's meaningless. Meaningless. That's what they say. And in North Carolina, too. In North Carolina. We've destroyed the ISIS territorial caliphate. We killed the founder and leader of ISIS. Al-Baghdadi is dead. He's dead. He's dead. And we recently took out the world's top terrorist, Qasem Soleimani, ending his evil reign of terror forever. But as we keep on winning, Washington Democrats keep on losing their minds. They've gone crazy. I mean, nervous Nancy, crying Chuck Schumer, crying Chuck. Bunch of losers. The good citizens of South Carolina have had a front row seat to the extremism of the Democrat candidates. Whether it's his character that nobody ever heard of him. I never heard of I thought I knew all the wealthy people. This guy, Tom Steyer, Mr. Impeachment. How did that work out, Tom? Hey, he spent millions and millions of dollars in Iowa, right? Millions. He got less than 1%. He got like 1/3 of 1%. I wrote a little note. Did you see it? It said, Tom, it's not so easy doing what I did, is it? Not so easy. Not so easy. All you have to do is ask Mini Mike. He's in there for a fortune. He wished he never started. He wished he never... Mini Mike, he wished he never started. He said, well, Trump can do it. I'm going to do it too. Unfortunately, it's not working out too well. Was that the worst debate performance in history? I turned on because, you know, they had a big audience. Everybody wanted to see whether or not he was good at what we're supposed to be doing up here. He turned out to be a total catastrophe. They had 35 million people. Can you believe that's a big audience? Very big. And what a killer. But this guy Steyer, he spends all this money. He's not that wealthy. He spends all of this money. And you shouldn't waste your vote on him tomorrow, I have to be honest. The people... By the way, are the Republicans allowed to vote anyway, even though... Are you ready? Okay, you ready? Let's do it together. I assume this is okay from a campaign finance standpoint, I assume. Lindsey, Tim, our great congressman, are we allowed to do this? So, am I allowed to request... First, we have to figure out who would be the weakest candidate against President Trump. And then if it's legal, I always say, if it's permissible by law, because they have so many little booby traps, but they only like getting the Republicans. Democrats skirt, right? But we'll see what happens about that. The Democrats. But let me ask you this, Lindsay, Tim, you're pros. These are two of the greatest guys I know. So let me ask you this. So I don't know what the record attendance is in this arena, but I was told that we broke it by a lot. And you get the people outside. Are we allowed to tell them who we would like them to vote for? Because you're allowed to skip. All right, so wait a minute. Let's do a poll. We do this for the fake news back there. Ready? Who would be the best candidate for us, not for them? We're ready? Ready? So let's go through them just quickly. We won't include Steyer because he's a loser. He's out. Okay. We won't include him. Who would be the best? Well, this is a real poll. This isn't one of those fake polls taken by, in all fairness, I love you, Fox, taken by Fox, the worst pollster. This pollster hates Trump's guts. I was losing the last election by a fortune. They said, he did great with women. What? Everything was wrong. And they never replaced this guy. But watch this. You ready? So first we'll go, let's say, Sleepy Joe, right? So, right? Then we'll go Crazy Bernie. Then we'll go Mini Mike. I don't think Mini Mike. I think he's out of it. Should we include Mini Mike or not? Mini Mike is gone. Mini Mike is gone. I think he's gone. He doesn't have a chance. So let's not talk, and he's not in your election anyway, so let's forget. So Mini Mike, I hear Mini Mike, by the way, has left. He's basically given up. That's what I hear. He gave up. He gave up. Now, I hope what I just said keeps him in. You know, he's the kind of a guy, he'll stay in because I don't want to be wrong. Mike, it's time to go home. Go home, Mike, and enjoy your life. Go home and spend some money on something. So let's just go. We'll go because, okay, do you agree? We'll go for the two. Look, Pocahontas, we can forget about her, right? Pocahontas. I came out with that name far too early. Because those Bernie Ambers, they got, you know, then she got so horrible to people. And they said, you know, she's not dumb, but she's just so damn mean. We can't vote for her. She's a mean one. She is mean. So Pocahontas, should we leave her in or out? How about Klobuchar? Klobuchar. Not going to happen. So really, we're down to two candidates, right? Sleepy Joe Biden and Crazy Bernie. So this is a poll. I guarantee you this. As much as they hate me, they're going to put this all over the place. We have a poll of like 30,000 people inside and out. They're doing it outside too. We have a poll. Are you ready? Who do I? So in other words, who's the weaker of the two? I'm not interested in who does better. No, I'm not interested. Wait. So, ready? In other words, who do I want to run against? Meaning, very simple. We put it into nice, simple language. Who the hell is easier to beat? Right? So, who is easier for us, not me, for us to beat? Ready? Crazy Bernie? Or Sleepy Joe? I don't know. I think maybe Crazy Bernie has it a little bit. Now, once more, just quick. Ready? He said it doesn't matter. You'll beat them all. I hope so. I hope so. So who is easier to beat? Crazy Bernie? Or Sleepy Joe? They think Bernie's easier to beat. They think Bernie's easier to beat. So whether it's Bernie Sanders' plan to eliminate private health care, Elizabeth Warren's plan, I told you that I had more Indian blood in me than her, even though I have none. I have none. Zero. I have none. I have none. I said, I have more Indian blood in me than she has. And she choked. She said, I'm going to show. She hired this company, and they went out and did a blood test. 1,024th, right? So that means I probably won somewhere down the line 1,000,000 years ago. I'm telling you, that was horrible. She choked. We don't want a person to win that chokes. We don't want a choke artist, right? One thing you will say about me, I'm not a choker with all these people for years. They're after me for years. We can't have chokers. We can't have chokers as your president. So, Elizabeth Warren's plan to eliminate America's borders, so that's what you would, or Mini Mike's plan to eliminate your Second Amendment and take away your guns. How about that? Mini Mike wants to take away your guns. The insanity of the Democrat Party is why millions of registered Democrat voters are joining our movement. They are joining our great new Republican Party. This November, we are going to take back the House. We are going to hold the Senate, and we are going to keep the White House. I wonder what they say when they go down the road and they see these groups of 200 people. Seriously, I wonder what they say. They never talk about it. They'll say, Joe Biden had a fabulous crowd today. Fabulous! So fabulous that there's like 5 people. And they'll leave and they'll say, President Trump had a smattering of applause. Smattering. They use the word smattering a lot. This is not, let's let them hear it. This is not a smattering. This is not a smattering. It's not a smattering. Turn the cameras. That's not a smattering. That is not a smattering. I hate it. They say Donald Trump. You know, in India, I hate to say this to you, but so they actually have a 129,000 seat stadium. Did you see it? The place was packed. And they did better than most. They gave me credit for 100,000. That was not bad. It's 129. The stadium holds 100. They had a field that's about 3 times. It's cricket. It's the biggest stadium. And at 129, I was with the Prime Minister of India, Modi, great guy, loved by the people of India. And we had an amazing thing. And I went in, and here's the problem. This is a big crowd. And normally I like talking about my crowds because I get the crowds like nobody. But I just got back from 140 or 50 or 60,000 people. And now I'm coming here. What does this place hold? 15? It's hard to be enthused. You understand that? I may never be excited again about a crowd after going to India. But they have, think of this, they have 1.5 billion people. We have 350. So we're doing pretty well, I'll tell you what, but I love this crowd. And I love that crowd too. Tell you they have a great love for, they have a great love. They have a great leader and they have a great love for the people of this country. That was really a worthwhile trip. With us tonight are both of your incredible U.S. senators, 2 incredible friends, 2 warriors. Senator Lindsey Graham and Senator Tim Scott. Come up here. And by the way, Tim's incredible mother is right here in the front row. You know, as they're doing that, they got this big head. I was going to almost do a poll in the 2 of them, but we're not doing that. But Lindsey is a true fighter for South Carolina, loves your state. And as chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, you know that, right? He's the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. So important. So important. Senator Graham has been leading the charge to help us confirm a record number of judges to uphold the Constitution as written. And Lindsay was amazing, you remember, for Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Remember how badly he was? Great job, Lindsay. Great job, man. Thank you. Senator Scott is a leading superstar. He's a superstar. But he is a leader in lowering health care costs like nobody has done it. You know, people don't know, but in the last year, prescription drug prices came down for the first time in 51 years. And that was with no Democrat help. If we had their help, we could lower it by 50%. But we'll get their help. One of these days, they're going to get smart. Senator Scott provides world-class care for our veterans. What he's done for our veterans is incredible. And bringing investment to distressed communities across our country through opportunity zones, including 135 right here in South Carolina. That's what it is. Tim Scott came to my office with an idea. He said, opportunity zone. I said, Tim, what the hell is that? What is it? Right, Tim? Yes, sir. And he went through a whole big thing, and I said, this maybe could work. And we tried it. It is an incredible success. And what he's done for this country is incredible. It's incredible. Lindsay, we'll start with Lindsay. Say a few words, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to South Carolina, Mr. President. You know why you're going to win? You've been a damn good president. Thank you for 200 conservative judges. Thank you for Justice Kavanaugh and Justice Gorsuch. Thank you for rebuilding the military and killing the terrorists. Thank you for the strongest economy of my lifetime. And thank you more than anything else for putting up with the never-ending bullshit you have to go through.
USA! 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 If South Carolina, I said, if South Carolina is Trump country, let me hear you scream! If you have benefited from the Trump economy, let me hear you scream! Okay, one last thing. One last thing. One last thing. If you want 4 more years of President Trump, let me hear you scream!
Well, that was quite a display, wasn't it? Now, there's a lot of love in this room. A lot of people say to me, friends of mine, they're very successful. They'll say, how do you speak in front of 25,000 people and 10,000 people and all of this? You know why? There's such love in the room, it's easy. No, it's true. There is such, I explain they don't understand it because they're not for doing that, but I say there is such unbelievable love in the room that it's easy to do. Really is. Right? It's sort of easy to do. We're also thrilled to be joined by many more great leaders from across the state. And as some of you maybe know, I like this guy for a long time, Governor Henry McMaster. Come up, Henry. Come up, Henry. Representatives Joe Wilson, Jeff Duncan, William Timmons, Ralph Norman, Tom Rice, and the chairman of the South Carolina Republican Party, Drew McKissick. Great going. Come in. And as I introduce somebody, and I'll just say stay there because he was brave, but he got hit hard. He's a very special man, retired Marine Corps Major General. And most of you know he received the Congressional Medal of Honor, James E. Livingston. And James, just relax. Where's James? He got hit hard. Thank you, James. Congressional Medal of Honor winner. Thank you, James. They are great, brave people. You know, we have the Congressional Medal of Honor and we have the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And they're both the highest awards. One civilian, one is military. And I always say getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom is much less painful. Because when I read them off, I'll read like with James or with so many of the Congressional Medal of Honors. Many are not living, to be honest with you. And I'll read stories where one of them recently going up a hill, hit 19 times by gunfire, grabbing 4 people, bringing them down, getting onto a helicopter, falling out of the helicopter, hitting a tree on the way down. Hitting a tree. They went back and saved him, but he died later. I mean, those are tough deals. Those are tough deals. And we have one right here who's living. We have one right here who's living. But they are tough. So thank you very much for being here. And maybe I could ask our governor, our great governor of this incredible state, to say a few words. Please, Henry.
Who is the greatest president in the whole world whom we love more than anybody in the world? They love you. And what is the name of the president who loves you? And whom are we going to send back to the White House for 4 more glorious years? And what is the greatest country on the face of the earth?
Thank you very much. And where is Alan? Is your son here? Your great son, Attorney General? Alan, thank you very much. Take good care of him, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Alan. And thanks to Republicans all over America, we are now working on things that nobody ever thought possible. Since my election, over 121,000 new jobs have been created right here in South Carolina. We've lifted 10 million people off welfare, including 7 million off of food stamps. And that's a good thing, not a bad thing. They're working and they have great jobs and they love getting up in the morning and they're making much more money. And it costs our country nothing. We make money. They pay taxes. It's a whole different deal. Median household income has reached the highest level in the history of our country. The unemployment rate nationwide has hit the lowest rate in over 50 years. The average unemployment rate for my administration is the lowest for any U.S. president in recorded history. How about that one? That's a good one. That's a good one. The unemployment rate among African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Asian Americans has reached record lows. Black youth unemployment has reached an all-time low. Black poverty levels are the lowest ever recorded in the history of our country. For decades, Democrat politicians betrayed African Americans. They forced their children into failing schools. They shipped their jobs to foreign countries. They pushed their unfair sentencing policies. You know about that. Alice, you know Alice? And they favored illegal aliens over their own constituents. You know that. That's been happening for a long time. My administration is reversing these failed policies and delivering record gains for African Americans. We are going to compete for every single vote in 2020, and we expect to win a historic share of the black vote come Election Day. We are supporting working families by fighting paid. We got something that nobody thought could happen. Paid family leave, reducing the cost of child care and giving 40 million American families an average of $2,200 more in their pocket thanks to the Republican child tax credit. Republican, not Democrat. We are reversing decades of calamitous trade policies that decimated manufacturing all across your state and all across our country. For years, politicians sold you out to global special interests, enriching other countries at your expense. That ended. That ended. But I am not the president of the globe. I don't want to be the president of the world. I am the president of the United States of America. Last month, we finally ended the NAFTA catastrophe, and I signed the brand new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement into law. The USMCA is a tremendous, giant, beautiful victory for South Carolina farmers, ranchers, manufacturers all across the state. Nothing like it, what you had to go through with NAFTA. Everybody was leaving. It was a disgrace that it was ever signed. You know it better than anybody. You had those empty hulks all over the country, all over the state. All around the world, we are demanding trade that is fair, and my all-time favorite word, reciprocal. Reciprocal. Got to be fair. After years of building up other countries, we are finally rebuilding our country. We are finally putting America first. On no issue have Washington Democrats more thoroughly sold out the American people than the issue of immigration. Every Democrat running for president supports free federal welfare for illegal aliens funded by you, the American taxpayer. They want to treat illegal aliens, people that come into our country illegally, better than they want to treat our military and our veterans. Not only does illegal immigration drain our treasury, but it threatens innocent lives. I recently invited to the White House the granddaughter of a 92-year-old woman who was raped, beaten, brutalized, and murdered by an illegal alien who had previously been set free in New York City. Here in Charleston County, an illegal alien was recently charged with sexually assaulting a young girl in the 4th grade. In Berkeley County, officers captured a previously deported MS-13 gang member who shot a man to death before dousing the body in gasoline and setting him on fire. And he should have never been in our country. He shouldn't have been allowed. It's being built. It's being built. And by the way, just in case you haven't heard, it is being built. That you know. And, you know, they're going to go nuts. They're going to go nuts. They thought they got me. You know, they said, okay. Have you heard him recently? Okay. He's building the wall. And you think it's easy getting that kind of money to build a wall when I have a whole party and a deep state and some never-Trumpers? They're a dying breed, though. The good thing, they're on respirator. They're on respirator. They're on mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You can do it. I'm not doing it. They're on mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, the never-Trumpers. But you think it's easy? It's not. But that's being built. But you know what they say now? Okay, he's building the wall, but Mexico's not paying for it. Yes, they are. They are. They are. They are paying for it. And some of the fake news knows that, but they refuse to report it. But that's okay. You'll see what's going on. And I want to thank Mexico because, by the way, right now they have 27,000 soldiers on our border protecting our border. We have Mexico protecting our border. And they only do that for Trump. They don't do that for Sleepy Joe. They don't do that for Crazy Bernie. And they don't do it for Mini Mike, that's for sure. They're only doing that for Trump, right? Only 27,000 soldiers protecting our border. In this region of the country alone, last year, ICE, they've been treated so badly, right? They are great. They're brave. They're tough. Any men, they're tough guys in here, but anybody want to be an ICE officer? It's tough stuff, right? They go into those nests. They call them nests. That's where these guys are together, and they knock the hell. I mean, if they have to, I have to be very careful. I don't want to get them in trouble, you know, because the press wants us to be very politically correct. So let me change it around. They go into a nest of MS-13, and they say, "Oh, hello, gentlemen. How are you?" And on occasion, they have a fight. They never lose those fights. We need people like that. Hello, gentlemen. How are you? How many people did you kill last year? How many people did you kill last year with a knife because they like knives? Because it's more painful. This is the kind of people that we were letting into our country. ICE has taken them out of our country by the thousands, Last year, ICE officers arrested 12,000 criminal aliens charged or convicted of dangerous offenses, including robbery, rape, and many for a thing called murder. On Wednesday, we won the big case in federal court. Did you see that? Did you see that? We won the case. Unanimously, federal appeals court, where we don't have to give money to sanctuary cities and states if they don't work with us. Finally, why should we? Yet the Democrat candidates oppose all detention of illegal aliens. They want unfettered catch and release. We have ended that program. It was not easy. We have to go through courts. Everything is a court. Everything is a suit. We do anything. We turn to the right, they sue us. We turn to the left, they sue us. We win, but we're winning. You know that we have 218 judges now. It's like good. And let me just preface that by saying, I know they give fair opinions. It bears no relationship to who appoints them. But I never win with an Obama-appointed judge. Ever. I don't win. No, we have great judges going on to the courts, great judges. They're fair judges. They're judges that truly love our Constitution. Great. And they're judges that if we feel it's right, they don't want to invite the world to trespass across our borders. Very simple. The Democrat field also supports deadly sanctuary cities that release violent criminal aliens. You know that. You've been reading. All you have to do is pick up a paper every day. They release these horrible criminals to terrorize our communities. We don't do that anymore. We won't let it happen. And now we don't have to give sanctuary cities and states the money that they're going to want. It's a whole game changer. And they don't even want to report it. I don't know. I didn't see much. They keep talking about the virus. Oh, the virus. Is Trump doing a good job? Oh, I don't think so. Gee, I don't think so. Chucky Schumer. No, I don't think he's doing a good job. This guy doesn't know he's alive. Oh, what bad people. Republicans believe America should be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans, not for criminal aliens. Thanks to our tireless efforts to secure the border, we have reduced illegal border crossings by a staggering 75% since last spring, and we have ended catch and release permanently. You know what catch and release is? We catch them. We grab them. We say, could we please have your address? Address? I don't know. What the hell is an address? They don't have an address. Could we have a number? Do you have a phone? Could we call your mother or your father and say, in 4 years you have to come to court? So what they do is they catch him. They get some information that the guy has no idea where he lives, and, you know, it's one of those things in many cases. And then release. We release him into our country. We don't do that anymore. And if you knew what it took. We catch them and we take some information and we release them in and we say, please report back in 4 years from now for your trial. And about 2% come back, and they're the ones that are the dumbest people I've ever seen. 2%. Nobody comes back. It's crazy. But we're getting it changed, and it would be so easy. They're called loopholes. Loopholes, that word alone, they're called loopholes. It would be so easy if we had some Democrat support. We don't have any Democrat support. They want open borders. They don't care about crime. Border Patrol has seized the largest amount of deadly narcotics ever in the history of our country this last year. We have deported record numbers of gang members. We are building the wall faster than ever, and we will soon be building more than 1 mile a day. Washington Democrats have never been more extreme. 132 congressional Democrats have signed up for Bernie Sanders' health care takeover. They want to take away your health care. While the Washington Democrats are trying to destroy your health care and to destroy your Social Security. That's what's going to happen. My administration is protecting your Social Security, your Medicare, and is fighting to give you great health care. And we are defending your right to keep the doctor and to keep your plan of choice. Remember when President Obama would say, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan, 28 times. He said you can keep your doctor and you can keep your plan. Well, he lied. We should impeach him. We should impeach him for that. He lied 28 times. You'll keep your doctor, keep your plan. It's wonderful, great. Went through the roof. We're doing a great job. We killed the individual mandate, which is the most unbelievable, horrible. And it's not really Obamacare anymore, but we're running the hulk of it. And we're trying to kill it entirely, and then we will put it back. You'll have great health care, and pre-existing conditions will be totally protected. Pre-existing conditions will be totally protected. We're making health care better and much cheaper. While premiums more than doubled in the 5 years before I took office, we are now offering plans already that are up to 60% less expensive than the old Obamacare. Think of that. And better, and better. We are stopping surprise medical billing, a disgrace. And I signed an executive order imposing price transparency, because when providers are required to show their prices, which they don't have to do, but now they do, those same prices fall very, very fast. We have approved a record number of affordable new generic drugs, which are just as good as the name brand drugs, but at a tiny fraction of the cost. They're just as good. I always like a name brand. I mean, there's no difference. Probably sometimes they're better. We've totally transformed veterans' health care, getting long-sought VA choice and VA accountability passed after 50 years. And hopefully nobody in this great arena needs it. But we have passed something that they said couldn't happen. The spectacular right to try. You know what that is. If you're terminally ill, you go all over the world. If you have no money, you can't. You go home and you die. You're terminally ill. They go all over the world. If they have money, they go to Asia, they go to Europe. They're searching. We have the greatest doctors in the world, the greatest labs in the world, greatest technicians in the world. And we have pipelines of drugs coming out for different problems. And now you sign a piece of paper. We're not going to hold anybody liable. You get to use that drug. And the results have been unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hopefully you don't need it. But now we have right to try. They've been trying for 51 years to get that approved. 51 years. And we got it approved. I guess I'm good at getting things approved, aren't I? Those people that I brought up here were the reason, too. Every one of them. They were incredible. Thank you. Thank you. Senators, congressmen, they were the reasons. We are combating the opioid epidemic. Drug overdose deaths have declined for the first time in nearly 32 years. And we have launched new initiatives combating kidney disease, which is a big deal. You know, kidney disease is so tough that people die literally because it's so much work. They die from overwork. It's just crazy. In theory, they could keep them going for a long time, but the work and the dialysis and all of the things they have to do, and we've done things that make it so much easier, and it's just such an honor to be involved. And also Alzheimer's disease, we're really making strides. It's really a great thing. Great thing. We're pursuing new advances in neonatal research to care for America's youngest patients and breaking all records in so doing. Virtually every Democrat candidate has declared their unlimited support for extreme late-term abortion, ripping babies straight from the mother's womb right up until the very moment of birth. That is why I've asked Congress to prohibit late-term abortion of babies, because Republicans believe that every child is a sacred gift of God. The Democrat Party is the party of high taxes, high crime, open borders, late-term abortion, socialism, blatant corruption, and the total obliteration of your Second Amendment. The Republican Party is the party of the American worker, the American family, the American dream, and, of course, the late, great Abraham Lincoln. Republicans are fighting for citizens from every background, every community, and every walk of life. We are the party of boundless optimism, excitement, energy, and enthusiasm. We are a big tent. We are a big party. We are the party of big ideas for the future. This is where it is. This is where it is. This is not the old Republican Party. This is a very inclusive party. This is a great party. Republicans are proudly fighting for nationwide school choice, including right here in South Carolina. We want to give school choice to every child in America who needs it, from kindergarten to 12th grade, because no parent should ever be forced to send their child to a failing government school. And I passed criminal justice reform to give former prisoners a second chance at life. That's a big deal. This could not have been done by anyone but the Republican Party. You know, they came to me, a group of people, and they wanted criminal justice reform. And I wasn't sure about the issue, but we had a lot of great Republicans very much in favor of it, including people that happen to be right here today. And they were very much, and I started studying the issue, worked hard on the issue. And criminal justice reform, you saw Alice Johnson come out of prison, 22 years. She had another 20 years left, think of it, for a phone call. For a phone call. A great woman, but we have many people coming out that shouldn't be there for anywhere near those terms. Not for those terms. But they came to see me, a group of people came. Van Jones, he came up. Oh, thank you, sir. They needed 4 senators. They needed help. I called Lindsey. I called everybody. I called Tim, who's so great on everything. I called everybody. They needed 4 senators and maybe 5. And they needed help with some of the ones that weren't moving in the right direction. And I gave it to them, and I got it, and it was not easy. And we got criminal justice reform, and then I signed it. And then this Van Jones has a program that gets no ratings absolutely at all. And they say, Van Jones wants to thank everybody for criminal justice reform. So I called our great First Lady over. I said, darling, please take a look. It's going to be so nice. Because honestly, look, they couldn't have done even close without me. I got all these people together, got them done, it was impossible. Previous presidents couldn't even think about it. They couldn't even think about doing it, and they tried, although I don't think they tried too hard, but they could have never done it. So he gets up, and he starts by saying, I want to thank the Reverend Al Sharpton. I knew Al when he was very heavy. He looked better when he was heavy, it's true. He's one of the few people. He really looked better when he was heavy. He looked much better when he was heavy. I got to tell him, I have to explain, because I know him very well. He would admit that he has a lot of respect for your president, but he can't admit it on television. But he called and he said, I want to thank the Reverend Al Sharpton. And then name after name after name of people that I never heard of. My wife said, are they going to think about you? Darling, of course. I said, he's saving me till the end, because I was by far. It's true. This is true, Tim. Lindsey, this is true. I said, he's saving me till the end. It's going to be such an honor to be recognized. Because I don't get enough publicity. I need a little bit more. He got to the end and he didn't say it. And she looked at me. She sort of smiled. I think she loved it in a certain way, you know. But she sort of smiled. She said, it's too bad. I said, yeah, it is. Then he said, I have one more thing to say. We must get out this year and fight and vote against this president of the United States. Can you believe that? That's true. It's a true story. Van Jones, I mean, they're just terrible that they could. So I was a little embarrassed in front of our great First Lady, but I'll live through it somehow. I recognized Israel's true capital and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. We recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. 52 years. 52 years the Golan Heights have been fighting and fighting for it. I did it, and I did the true capital, Jerusalem, right? How many presidents promised that? Every president for many, many decades promised, we're going to do that. They never did it. I did it. We did a lot. We've invested more than $2 trillion in the United States military, including more than $150 million this year in Joint Base Charleston, Fort Jackson, and Paris Island. And we created the 6th branch of the American Armed Forces, the Space Force. We have another branch, 72 years. Not for 72 years, the Air Force. Have they done a new branch? We did the Space Force. You know, when I first said it, everybody thought I was joking. I said, I'm not joking. They thought it was like from the comic strips or the future movies. I said, no, it's all about space. In a number of years, people are going to say, I can't believe we didn't do this sooner. You know, we need a little vision. We need a little foresight. And you know, when I mentioned Space Force, at arenas like this, it gets one of the biggest hands because that's where it's at. That's where it's going, unfortunately or fortunately. We need it for defense. We need it for offense. Sixth branch. 72 years. For years we watched as your politicians apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America, and we are standing up for the people of South Carolina. At stake in our present battle is the actual survival of our nation. I really believe that. It's the survival. You see these maniacs that we're dealing with. They want to give away everything. We will end up being Venezuela, large-scale version. If you want your children to inherit the blessings that generations of Americans have fought and died for to secure, then we must devote everything we have towards victory in November of 2020, November 3rd to be exact. Only this way can we save the America we love and drain the swamp. I never thought it was this deep. Man, I talked about a swamp. You never told me it was this bad, fellas. That swamp is bad. You got dirty cops at the top of the FBI. You got a lot of dirty people. But you also have phenomenal people in the FBI and other places. But we're draining that swamp. I never knew it was going to be this dirty, and we're getting a lot of help from a lot of great people. And with your help, we will lift millions more of our citizens from welfare to work, dependence to independence, and from poverty to prosperity. That's what's happening. Think of it. From poverty to prosperity. Look at some of the stories that you have over there. Look at some of the incredible stories. Look at Tim Scott. Look at that incredible story. No, really, it's an incredible story. Yeah. Lindsay will say it. And I give about 99% of the credit to Tim Scott's mother. I do. I guarantee you, Tim, there was no games, right? There was no games in your household. It was, let's go to work, right? Great mother. Thank you very much. Thank you. Together, we will elect a Republican Congress to create a fair, safe, sane, and lawful system, finally, of immigration. We will continue to enact new trade deals that result in more products proudly stamped with that beautiful phrase, made in the USA. We will achieve new breakthroughs in science and medicine, finding new cures for childhood cancer, infectious diseases like we're working on right now, and ending the AIDS epidemic. Nobody thought this was possible in less now than 9 years, and it should have been started before. We will end the AIDS epidemic. Who would have thought we could have done that? We will land the first woman on the moon and become the first nation in the world to plant our flag on Mars. You have to land on moon, and then you go to Mars. We will defend privacy, free speech, religious liberty, and the right to keep and bear arms. And above all, we will never stop fighting for the sacred values that bind us together as one America. We support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. We stand with the incredible heroes of law enforcement. We believe in the dignity of work and the sanctity of life. We believe that faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, are the true American way. We believe that children should be taught to love our country, honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And we live by the words of our national motto, "In God we trust." From Greenville to Columbia, and from Myrtle Beach to Hilton Head, to right here in Charleston, this state is home to some of the toughest men and strongest women ever to walk on the face of the earth. It's true. It's true. True. We stand on the shoulders of American patriots who have crossed the oceans, blazed the trails, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, dug out the Panama Canal, laid down the railroads, revolutionized industry, liberated millions from poverty, hunger, and disease, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and made America the single greatest nation in the history of the world, and we are making it greater every single day. Proud citizens like you helped build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We are returning power to you, the American people, with your help, your devotion, and your drive. We are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting. And we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. So you have the best year ever on record, right, South Carolina? Best year you've ever had, right? You have a great governor, you have 2 great senators, great congressmen. The greatest year you've ever had. But some people in South Carolina are getting a little tired, I'm surprised to hear this, of winning. I'm very surprised. And some actually called their 2 great senators into a big meeting, a town hall. And they said, Senator Scott, Senator Lindsey Graham, we're tired of winning in South Carolina. Can't do it anymore. It's too much. It's too much. We've had years where we weren't winning and it was okay. We couldn't get jobs. We took it easy. But we just want you to go and see your friend, the president. And we want you to represent us. And we want you to say, Mr. President, South Carolina is tired of winning. We don't want to win anymore. We are tired, sick, tired of winning. And they're going to come in and say, sir, I hate to tell you, but the people of South Carolina don't want to win anymore. And I'll say, Mr. Senators, let me tell you something. South Carolina does want to win. They want to win more than anybody. And we're not going to change a thing because we're winning like never before. And you know what? We're going to keep it that way. Sorry, Senators. Go back to South Carolina, Senators. Go back to South Carolina. Because we are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. America is thriving like never before. And ladies and gentlemen of South Carolina, the best is yet to come. Best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Because together we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, South Carolina. Thank you.